Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today bringing you a Fallout 4 discussion video. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description of my previous video. That's a little discussion on the lore of New York City and the Fallout universe. It's a gigantic mystery that us Fallout fans can't seem to figure out. Is that place destroyed? Is it not? Let's discuss in that video in the comments section down below and really find out what the hell happened in this place, because it's so confusing, man. Just go ahead and take a look at it. Anyways, this topic kind of got briefly brought up on this week's Ham Radio podcast. I'd like to go ahead and discuss it really further. We need to let go of the nostalgic ties of Fallout 3 and New Vegas in order to move on to Fallout 4. This is kind of where I feel Bethesda has shot themselves in the foot a bit. A lot of us say that we can't rush Bethesda to make their next game, and that's entirely true. I totally agree with you guys when you say that. But like I said, they kind of shot themselves in the foot because with the wait being so long, some people like myself have caved in and said, screw it, I just want some Fallout right now, and went and played Fallout 3 or New Vegas and became even further attached to this game, ending up wanting more Fallout. You get the little trend that goes on there if you're a Fallout fan. Anyways, I want to discuss how letting go of these games is going to be something we need to kind of do in order to move forward, more so for nostalgic purposes. This was brought up because of a comment on my series Fallout 4's potential locations, where someone pointed out that Boston is so much like Washington, D.C. for Fallout 3 that he felt like it would be more so a remastered version of Fallout 3 in terms of area. And that comment really stuck with me when it came to Fallout 4, because he was saying that, you know, it's got the landmarks, it's got the coast, it's got all of these things that are similar to Boston, and that may be why Boston is such an appealing location to Fallout fans and why everyone's really clamoring for it to be there. And then I started thinking to myself that if we get so attached to Fallout 3, that if Fallout 4 like dares to go out and do something different, that Fallout fans might get really upset with it. Let's say you take like the combat system for, out of all games, Wolfenstein, where it's kind of that run and gun, you know, you sprint into cover, you can slide up, and you know, it's kind of like a peeking type of cover system, stuff like that. If that was added to like Fallout 4, you know, would fans be upset because it's not more of a skill-based system like in Fallout 3 with like VATS or New Vegas as well? Actually, all the Fallout games where like your chance to hit an enemy sometimes counts on your skills, especially when it comes to VATS. Would fans be upset if Bethesda took more of an action focus on the game and had you like sprinting in the cover and sliding all around and stuff? You know, it makes me wonder that if we're so tied down to these older Fallout games, does that mean that when Bethesda starts to take chances with the series to move it forward and to give us fresh experiences, that would fans be willing to cooperate with that, or would they just be stuck in the past and be like, no, we don't want that, we want, you know, our old school Fallout stuff? Don't get me wrong, obviously, like you guys, I love Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but it was just some food for thought that I figured I'd toss your way, considering that a lot of us are really for Boston, and I feel like that's a little subliminal nostalgic tie in a way, because it's so much like Fallout 3 in terms of area. And I really appreciate the guy who posted that comment, because it was kind of an eye-opener in a way, because now I'm starting to think to myself, I want Bethesda to take more chances when it comes to Fallout 4. Obviously don't deviate from what Fallout is in terms of its Americana vibe and all that stuff, you know, the irony of the situation with the Vault Boys thumbs up, even though everything is absolutely destroyed, all that stuff. You don't want to deviate from that, or the atmospheric exploration. But in terms of area, maybe they could take a chance and go to some place like Miami, Florida, for example. You know, someplace that's really different, that makes you scratch your head like, I wonder how that would work out, and really pique our curiosity, instead of walking to a place like Boston and being like, okay, I know what I'm getting here. I know that I'm going to be getting an area kind of similar to Fallout 3 in certain ways. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Boston as a term, like, you know, for the location. I don't mean to turn this into a location discussion here, ladies and gentlemen, but I just figured that it was worth bringing up, you know? I'm not challenging anyone here. I'm just saying that maybe we need to let go of the nostalgia when we start to prepare ourselves for E3 if Fallout 4 is revealed, because a lot of us could be turned off from this game from our first impression, and though the game may look awesome, we do need to be safe and kind of guard ourselves and mentally prepare ourselves for a lot of potential outcomes here, because anything's really possible with this game, but I figured I'd go ahead and bring you guys this discussion today to let you guys know what's really been on my mind when it comes to Fallout 4 and all that stuff. So thank you, Ham Radio Podcast and the commenter, for bringing this video topic around, because I really like this topic and want to discuss it with you guys. So be sure to sound off in the comment section down below and let me know what you're feeling right now about what I just said, because I'm very curious. Am I going too deep for you guys, or who knows what's going on? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.